Hello and welcome back to Aries Tarot. How are you doing? Thank you for being here. Today is going to be a general tarot reading for my Aries. This is for Aries and Sun, Moon, Rising or Venus. It is a general reading, it's not a private one. So anything I say in this reading, if it doesn't resonate for you this time, please just leave it for somebody else. It's also a timeless reading, it's for whenever you come across it. Anything I'm saying in the reading, if it resonates for you with the roles reversed at any point, please go ahead and reverse them. And if you've been here before, usually I do just a love dedicated reading, but today I just want to do a general reading. Whatever comes out, any messages regarding anything, I will pass on. Obviously, if they do seem to pertain to love, I will mention that. So, for my Aries, please, what messages have we got for my Aries today? What messages would you like me to pass on? Okay, we've got the Three of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, Prince of Swords, and the Four of Wands. Okay, and Judgment is at the bottom of the deck. Seems to be something you were waiting to hear about, Aries. It doesn't necessarily... It might not be the best news. Oh, God. Well, we're in, 1 minute in. Don't click off. Let's just see which way this goes, because it could work out for the best that it's not necessarily the good news right now, but there just seems to be something that you were waiting to pay off. And there might be, this could just be like realizing that the way you've been doing something is not paying off. You've been doing something, waiting for the results. It could just be a wake-up call here of going, wait, this isn't working. I've been waiting, still not getting the results. Maybe I need to shift something, change something to have some sort of success. So that's what I'm going first off. Let's see. For Aries, please. Could be something to do with a home. Could be saving for a deposit for a home, or could be home renovations, Could be, doesn't have to be. Something to do, potentially to do with some sort of stability or a structure that you've been trying to even set up, like a framework that you've been trying to establish. Could be a routine as well, I just got. But the fact that it progresses from the 3 to the 4 of Wands with this adjustment in the middle, this feels more like someone coming along and just, even if it's a friend, you're having a conversation about something completely different, and then they just drop into conversation some tidbit, and you're like, oh, hold on, is that the missing ingredient? That's what I needed to get from the 3 to the 4 of Wands. I could give you an anecdote, but it's really dull and I don't want to lose too many of you. But just for example, a couple of years ago, I love my health supplements. I try to be as very what's the word? Use my herbal organic supplements as much as possible. Homeopathic, that's the word. And basically, something was a little bit up with me, and I did go to the doctor, which I don't like to go to too much. Did a couple of blood tests, other tests, and they were like, no, you're fine. I'm like, no, I'm not fine, because this keeps happening. But they couldn't find out anything the traditional way, so they couldn't give me any answers. But it kept happening. And then I was just out at the pub with some people a couple of weeks later. And one of them, I didn't even bring it up. I hadn't mentioned anything about it. And one of the people I was sat there with was like, oh, I used to take this supplement, but then it was doing this to me. It turns out that's can be one of the side effects. So I stopped, and I was trying to take that herbal supplement, and that's exactly what was happening to me. And I was sat there like, oh, you're joking. It was that all along. So I just stopped taking that supplement, and the thing that I went to the doctor to just stopped happening. So that's, hopefully that didn't take too long to tell you that story, but that's basically what jumped into my head. So let's see what this is all about. What is Death card? This came out. Scorpio's Major Arcana, card of change and transformation. This could be a big change, not just removing a herbal supplement from your routine. What is this? What was disappointing, Aries, that they were trying to get off the ground? What was this Seven of Pentacles about that hasn't been paying off? What was it all about? Eight of Pentacles. Could be about your finances, could be about your career. Could be about a business. What's this? Eight of Pentacles. Could be investments. You might have thought, you know, you're doing the stock market or doing shares or something. You might have been trying and it just, you never seem to break through. What's this? Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Swords. There's something holding you back. But it basically, Aries, what I'm getting is that whatever has been holding you back from the success, there was some element. So for example, if it was, how can I put this? It was maybe an aversion to risk, which I wouldn't normally associate with Aries, but maybe you're an Aries moon or something. Yeah, it was like what I'm getting is like you dipped your toe in to a situation, hoping that that would be enough to just be the starter. But it was like someone might be saying, oh no, you need to go full dive in, go full hog on this to actually see results. I mean, I'm talking about supplements, just jumped into my head. It's very insistent that I tell you that anecdote. So this could be about health, as I was talking about routines. It could be about some sort of transformation in terms of your diet, your exercise regime, or something like this. There might have been something which you were doing a little bit and you weren't seeing the results. It's maybe someone's like, no, you got to really commit. If you do this like religiously, routine wise, because the Eight of Pentacles can talk about discipline as well, hard work paying off. It's like there's something here where you weren't at that stage yet, because you might have thought with that Eight of Swords, it's not going to work for me anyway. But it's like this shift in your thinking, either your thinking or inspiration that you get from an external source that shifts things, and it's like, oh no, I need to fully commit. And then boom, Three of Wands transforms to the Four of Wands. Can you tell me more about what this was about? What was Aries trying to achieve? What has Aries been trying to achieve? The Empress. Ooh. I know, like, some people really hate this topic being brought up, but obviously, even if it's a part of life. But if it doesn't apply to you, please. So if it doesn't apply to you, please don't worry. But the Empress could talk about becoming a mum, becoming a parent. Could be a man in real life, but you know, having a child with someone, getting pregnant, etc. Again, if it's not you, don't worry about it. But it's like, if that's the case, it's like you've been waiting and trying, you know, literally trying, and the fact that something hasn't been blossoming in that area could have even caused you to start getting up in your head and being like, I'm the problem, I'm never going to be able to get pregnant, etc. But if that's the case, there's some sort of information here coming which I feel like is going to help change the situation. Or advice. Could be good advice with that Prince of Swords as well. But the Empress, if it's not about motherhood, which it doesn't have to be, it could also just be leveling yourself up in some way. I mean, that could be a whole heap of ways. Just something that's very important to you, that gives you a sense of self-worth, makes you feel like you have leveled yourself up, whether that is your career, your home, your improving your mind, body, soul kind of development. Anything else you can tell me about what Aries was working towards or has been trying to work towards? With the Empress, the Four of Swords, Nine of Wands in reverse. That could be about... Hold on. The Four of Swords is like resting. And it can talk about... How can I say this? It can be about letting things go and not having to... it's like picking your battles, basically. It could be. It could be choosing when you can just let things... You don't have to respond to everything. With the Four of Swords, you can let your defenses down a bit with the Nine of Wands in reverse. The Empress can obviously is a very warm, nurturing, kind, understanding energy. All right, what is this Prince of Swords about? I just get there's been something to do about knowing when to fight for something and knowing when to rest, and you don't need to fight this battle. I don't know what that's about. And it doesn't make you any weaker to just sit this one out, basically. Why the Prince of Swords, please? What's this Prince of Swords bringing? What is the information the Prince of Swords is bringing? That's way too much. Way too much. Way too much. Oh my gosh. But we've got the King and Queen of Wands, notably, which are a true pair. I have shuffled this deck a lot, especially today alone. A true pair separated by a King of Swords. This is also you, Aries. It's fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sag. So this will be you and your counterpart. We have the Prince of Wands next to the King of Wands and the Five of Wands. Look at all these people. There's literally 4 people here. There's 2 people arguing on the Five of Wands card, but obviously this can be more than just 2 people. There might be 2 people in the center of some sort of battle or argument or conflict, but there's other people that are involved with it. And there's a King of Swords in between this King and Queen of Wands. Could be some sort of... that could be the Prince of Swords here. Like a mediator. I don't know if this is about you and someone else, Aries, where there could be an argument that involves their child. If they have a child from another relationship, for example. For some of you, like a grown adult son. Doesn't have to be. With the Empress being what you were aiming towards, it doesn't have to necessarily be you being pregnant. It could be something to do with, or getting somebody pregnant. It could be you being a mother figure for someone else's child. That again doesn't have to be, but this is a whole family, mate. But there is some sort of information, potentially a King of Swords, as I said, like a mediator, like a mutual friend. It could be someone in a more professional context, like a couples therapist or a lawyer, or I don't know. Or it could be a friend or another family, one of your family members or something that's kind of helping out here in terms of looking at a situation very logically. With also this sword energy is very like objective, like kind of taking the anger out, taking the he said this, well she said that, well his son said this or whatever out of it, and looking at things from afar, like more emotionally detached but logical, maybe even fair, like point of view. Goodness me. All right, well, now we've got a whole flipping group of characters on the table. Let's get some more of these. So, how is Aries feeling in this situation, please? It's coming through. How is my Aries feeling? The Seven of Pentacles, funnily enough, I've been talking about it the whole time. Why the Seven of Pentacles again? Why is Aries feeling the Seven of Pentacles? It could be a is it worth it kind of an energy. You might be feeling like you're not sure if you're valued in this situation or if this situation is really worth it for you. Why the Seven of Pentacles? For how Aries is feeling. Six of Cups in reverse. There's definitely something to do with children that's not been working out. The Nine of Pentacles is at the bottom of the deck. I don't know if there's a lot of like difficulty or pressure being put on you by somebody else about a child, whether it's about you having a child with them or it's about a child that they already have with somebody else. And I'm almost getting like that for some of you, I'm getting an Aries who's like, at some point, I thought this was going to get easier. I thought we were going to get past this. Things were going to work out. I was maybe going to be accepted and things would progress and we could, move towards being a family and things would get easier. There would be like more of a routine, comfortable routine going on here, but like still no kind of thing is what I'm getting. It's like you're questioning whether it's worth it at this stage or if you would be better being on your own rather than having to be in the middle of this soap opera. Tell me more about how Aries is feeling, please. Seven of Swords. Oh. Seven of Swords came out and then the deck split and it's the Empress and the Justice card. Okay, what's with the Seven of Swords, Aries? Did you tell someone that you want to have kids with them and you don't? What's with this? And no judgment on me, by the way, no judgment on this topic whatsoever. It's completely up to each of you. And I'm just here to pass on messages. Why the Seven of Swords? Queen of Wands. Four of Cups is at the bottom of the deck. Oh, Aries, there's something here about... You may have said this, you were signing up for something being like, yeah, I'm okay with that. I want that too. But did you... And obviously if this doesn't resonate, don't worry about it. But did you want it? Or did you just think, this will be fine, it won't be that hard, it'll work out. And then I'll have, the Four of Wands, a family of stability, and I'll be a part of this family, this life. But the Queen of Wands is how can I put it? The Queen of Wands is more independent than the Empress in a way, because the Queen of Wands, this energy can be more about centered about themselves. The Empress is an energy which is about obviously herself, himself in real life, whatever, but also about those around the Empress. Whereas the Queen of Wands, it's just about the Queen of Wands. So tell me about the Seven of Swords again. I mean, it could be that you feel like someone else tricked you. Like, they said that they only wanted you, that you were everything, and you were more than enough with that combination of the Queen of Pentacles. And, Seven of Pentacles, Queen of Wands. And now you've invested, suddenly they're bored with you, you're not enough. It could read that way as well. Why the Seven of Swords, please, for how Aries is feeling? Ace of Pentacles. Why? King of Pentacles. Why the Tower? And Temperance. Something here about knowing that someone just got out of a very explosive situation. knowing that that person was in a vulnerable state. This could also be you, by the way. But someone just had gone through something where some very serious structure in their life had crumbled, and they were maybe fresh out of that situation. You may feel like you went ahead and accepted an offer from someone knowing that they were going to want more in the long run. What's this Ace of Pentacles? Why the Ace of Pentacles? And the star is at the bottom of the deck, and underneath it is the Empress. This is complicated. This almost feels like for some of you, I don't know how to put this, I'm picking up on basically, there's a whole heap of people involved in this, so if I'm getting any, like, I'm saying this is you and it's actually somebody else, just assign the roles if it resonates. But I'm getting something to do with, like, there was conflict between maybe a King of Pentacles and their Queen of Pentacles, like a partner, someone that they had children with. It feels like this Queen of Wands, which could be you, Aries, kind of took advantage of the opportunity, took advantage of the situation in some way, to have a new beginning with that King of Pentacles who was in a bit of a state. And what I'm kind of getting is this weird thing about, like, someone knew that their children were part of the package, but they were just kind of thinking, we don't have to, that won't be an issue. We'll set up our own life and I won't have to deal with that stuff that comes up with their child from a previous relationship. You know, it's almost like a bit of being in denial about that, to be honest. Let's get these. What the hell is going on? I just get, from you, Aries, I get this sense of, like, you're hanging on by a thread of still wanting to stick at this situation, basically. I almost get that this person is wanting you to be a mother figure when you don't want to be. And you might feel like they, you know, when they made you the offer in the first place, they were like, you'll never have to worry about that. That's completely separate. And now you're kind of in it. Now they're like, oh, I would also like you to be a mother figure. You know, it's something like that, where I just get this really strong desire for independence from you. Okay, tell me about this situation. Anything else for Aries, please? We have ego, hurt ego getting in the way of relationship. We have always partying at the bottom of the deck. Tell me more for Aries, please. See, it's just this Queen of Wands who's like, I want to be out there. I want to be being seen. I want to be partying. I want to have a... And there's nothing wrong with any of those things. It just does... It seems like a clash of lifestyles. Tell me more for Aries, please, with this situation. Travel. The bottom of the deck before I shuffle it away is marrying for money. Why travel? Queen rising in reverse. And that would say spotlight on it. You know, I was just saying about this Queen of Wands is just wants to be seen. Tell me about travel for Aries, please. Karmic friends, can't fully trust them, tension, competition, keep your friends closer and your enemies, sorry, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. It might, there might be a bit of competitiveness or snarky comments going on, which isn't helping, and I think that might be an element of the ego thing as well. There might be competitive friends who, you know, might be saying to you, Aries, for example, oh, are you not doing a holiday? Oh, I haven't seen you, you know, put up any holiday pictures or going on any trips. You know, you just seem to be such a homebody now, and you're playing mum to somebody else's kid. Oh, that's cute. I'm off to Barbados or something like this. It's like, you see on this, the other card that came out is unfazed in reverse. You see how this person is very chill, like just having a coffee, got a beanie hat on, very casual. But that would be like, yeah, more of like a homebody. I just get the sense, Aries, that effectively someone may have enticed you into a relationship, or maybe made you this offer of that they're financially very well off, and they'll offer you this security, stability, and also like a framework of a life with them that they offered. But at no point were they like, we won't do anything fun anymore, you know, I'll take you to amazing places, I'll show you the good life, fun life or something. And now you're in it, and you're still waiting for that to be the case. And now that you're in it, they're trying to morph you into, I don't know, Mother Superior or something, and it's just not fitting. And there's not like, I'm not calling you superficial or anything like that. It's by, you know, this feeling of competition with friends and that kind of thing. That's just, if that's what you want to be doing, you want to be going to fancy places, and you want to be having fun and partying, then that's your life. There's no judgment. It doesn't mean you're a bad person, and the person who's at home with 5 children hanging off their, you know, apron strings, they're a good person. That doesn't work like that. So it just is what it is. It's just tricky to try and explain to potentially a stranger who doesn't know, like, that I don't have any judgment about this. It just feels like there's potentially people around in your situation judging you, especially if this is someone who came out of a long-term relationship with someone else, and then you're the new woman or new man or whatever. I think you're doubly likely to be judged by other people. We have wasting time, stuck, no changes, limited. See, that's what's got from that 7 of Pentacles at the very start. This was like, you've been, with the 3 of Wands as well, you've been waiting and waiting for things to turn into the rewards that you were kind of promised. Hooked came out, and then child services. Kids at risk of being taken or is about to, reporting something, neglect, abuse. I mean, this could be what this soap opera situation here is as well, of arguments. I felt like there's some sort of child situation involved. Moving on is at the bottom of the deck before I put it down. Thank you. Next. It honestly, if you're already like frustrated, you feel like, I don't know. It's almost like I get this, the person that, you know, initially made you this offer to be with them, it's almost like they've turned on you a little bit because you're not taking up the role of the mother, which you hadn't really signed up to do in the first place, and they may have even made you feel like that would never be the case. And they might even be turning on you here, but there's something to do with, like, I don't know if there are arguments happening because a previous person or even your current partner is accusing you of neglecting their kid or something. God. I strongly get a message that you're right at your wit's end with this, to be honest. Let me get this one. What is going to be happening here in this? Well, let's just ask, how is this King of Wands? I mean, there's so many people here, but I'm just going to pick out the counterpart for you, Aries. How is the King of Wands feeling about the Queen of Wands? Because obviously the Queen of Wands came out over here when I asked about how you're feeling. So the roles are reversed, just reverse them. But how is the King of Wands feeling, please, about Aries? How is the King of Wands feeling about Aries? We have the Tower. Jesus Christ. The Page of Swords. The Sun in reverse. Ten of Wands is at the bottom of the deck. Oh, God. I mean, this is like their perception of reality is being challenged. They feel like there's something that they didn't see about you that... oh, God, I'm actually getting annoyed with them. Hold on, let me just get something else. Why the Page of Swords? Eight of Cups. Three of Pentacles. This person pursued you, I feel like. I feel like they pursued you. And now they might be... Oh, God, I get this, like, collaborative energy with them, with other people about you. And that's what's annoying me, because I feel like this person is turning on you, Aries. Why the Three of Pentacles? Four of Pentacles in reverse. Queen of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Three of Swords is underneath that. Why the Tower? Just feels like this person has, apparently, they feel shocked that there was, that they didn't see you for who you were. I mean, in some ways, I get the sense that this person, it was fine. It suited them to see you the way that they did before. As in, how can I put this? Like, if you were always the way you are now, for example, you've come through as a Queen of Wands like 3 times. And they didn't see you then as the Queen of Wands because they saw you as, I don't know, the Empress to their children that they had with other people. It suited them at that time because that meant that they could welcome you in, that they could move forward with it, and that they would be comforted, that they'd have your company, that they would heal from their previous disaster that they'd experienced. And now they're like, oh my God, I can't believe it. The whole time she was a Queen of Wands. Like, yes, but it just feels very, it feels like a betrayal, to be fair, how this person's coming through. Because with this Three of Pentacles, I just kind of, it's like now with the Four of Pentacles in reverse, they are almost saying that they feel like you're holding on to them for their money. And I mean, this is how they're coming through now. They might come through differently, in a couple of months' time. But where they're at right now, I mean, with the Tower, they could be spiraling, to be fair. This could be to do with some sort of conflict or fallout that's happened, and rather than take any responsibility, they're just turning on you. I say that as well with, like, turning against you, because with this Three of Pentacles, I see this person sat there making... This is like they're going to their family or their friends and sat around going, what do I do? How do I get rid of Aries? And I'm sorry to be like, say this. Oh, I stopped shuffling. The King of Wands is there. And the Devil. When I split the deck to shuffle, and it's the Devil. So basically this person is now... what they're coming through with Aries, is now they're panicking, thinking that they rushed towards you, thinking this was happily ever after. So they are saying now, I've made a mistake, like by rushing towards Aries. I just think it's a bit rich, if that's the case, because if they are doing that, it's almost because there's been some sort of conflict which they would have had a hand in as well. And now they're playing almost like the victim of, well, oh yeah, Aries seduced me, or Aries gave me a false impression of themselves. That's why I rushed towards it thinking it was my happily ever after. Now you've got to help me get away from them. Like, F that. Anything else for how this person is feeling about Aries? Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Seven of Cups. Wow. See, again, Seven of Cups, you see the sense of illusion there. Of, oh, I thought I was picking a cup, but I was actually getting my hand bitten off by a snake. I mean, I just... Listen, I don't want to say too much because this could be flipped and you could be coming through as the King of Wands. I actually feel like there are elements on both sides to have empathy for, but I also feel like this is something where, you know, there's a breakup happening or imminent, like, to happen. Like, we're in crisis point right now, if it hasn't happened yet. Because I actually haven't seen the Ten of Swords yet, so I feel like it's more, there's been some sort of blow up. I feel like other people have got involved. And a classic, you know, thing that's happening is that both parties are just blaming the other person. So I'm not taking anybody's side, to be honest, but I do think some of this is quite unfair. Goodness me. Any messages for Aries, please? We have daydreaming, and then at the bottom of the deck is unsatisfied. I wasn't happy the way things were going. Well, the unsatisfied card has now come out. It just seems Aries like... I feel like... Listen, I feel like the Queen of Wands here was also sold a fairy tale. But now the King of Wands is claiming that they were the ones that were sold the fairy tale. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Self-love. Well, it says I am still trying to heal. It's not always... Sometimes I just take these cards for the headline, if you like. And I feel like, yeah, self-love, I think that's needed right now. Conversation, I want to call you and hear your voice, and at the bottom of the deck is regret. I wish this never happened. Listen, if you are coming through as a Queen of Wands, and there has been a situation here, maybe you've been accused of not caring. Obviously, I hope it's nothing more serious than that. This card about child services, neglect, etc. could be everything's very dramatic in the Oracle cards. So it could just be the fact that, you know, I don't know. I don't want to say anything because I don't want to upset anyone with kids, but like, it might not have been, something might have been blown out of proportion, basically. Like, oh, you gave little, I can't think of a single child name now. You gave little Nicky a cupcake when you should have given him an oatmeal organic muffin. How dare you child neglect, etc. You know, it might have been blown out of proportion, but it's like this King of Wands is rather than deal with the situation, is throwing the Queen of Wands under the bus about it and being like, oh my God, I can't believe that she did that. I'm so sorry. And, you know, I really thought that blah, 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 blah. I just feel like if that's the case, then yeah, you need to just step away, I would say. You can just remove yourself from this, because there's what I got with all those people coming out, King, Queen of Wands, the King of Swords, the Prince of Wands, the Five of Wands, there's so many people involved. I think you can just step away, to be honest, Aries, and withdraw your energy back to you. If this person wants to make you feel bad, and surround themselves with family or other people who they're like joining the mob against you, then you step away, look after yourself. Because what I was getting from you was this sense of like, I don't need this shit, frankly. I feel like if you do that as well, there could be a time to reflect and be like, what you were waiting to have with this person, or what was promised that you would have with this person. Has it all just been like a daydream for the future, or a picture painted for the future, whereas in the reality you weren't satisfied with how you're being treated in the reality? So it's just a message here to kind of withdraw your energy back to yourself. I feel like the King of Wands is going to end up them wanting to talk to you, and look at that, underneath regret is responsibilities. I have to take care of my financial and emotional needs, which shows a family and a little kid on. There's definitely some sort of regret on both sides about a situation which involves, taking on extra responsibility that was not like, you didn't have this child with this person. But obviously it's a fact of, it can be an aspect of adult relationships, especially in this day and age of, there are, and obviously adults should be responsible caretakers for children who are caught up in adult relationships, of course. But here I just think you need to withdraw yourself from this messy situation, because also this person his King of Wands is not having your back in any way. And it feels like both of you are kind of can only see what the other person has done wrong, and not taking any accountability here. There's something here about regret and responsibilities. It's just like, take a step away, look after yourself, reflect, and then then you can think about what the two of you want to do in the future. That's what I've got for you this time. Good grief, Aries, that was a tricky one. I hope it was useful for someone out there. Thank you so much for being here. Do hit the like button for me, the thumbs up button for me. Subscribe if you'd like to. And if it did resonate, or if you just want to say thank you, then leave me a comment, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.